Hello, people. I'm just here to vent a little bit about Shelley Kagan and his lecture series on death, which you can find on YouTube and on the Yale courses. I've noticed that not once does he actually do a lecture on the grievance process and the grief at the loss of a loved one or a pet. But he somehow touches on it. He says, yes, it's bad. I don't want to diminish it. It's bad. But why not talk about it? He does a whole 3 lectures on suicide, if it's moral, the moral implications of it. He even does a lecture he doesn't even want to do, where he talks about people don't believe that they're going to die. Well, the reason for that is, Shelley, we cannot conceive of non-existence. It's not that difficult. Then he talks about any series about when you think about yourself dead, imagine yourself at your casket, at your funeral. But that's what it is. It's you at your funeral. You are imagining your funeral, as Sigmund Freud showed, which is futile because you're not going to be there. And also, he states death cannot be bad for you. Okay, then let's look at the moral fabric of that argument. The one moral weakness of it, rather. Why is murdering somebody wrong? I'm not doing anything bad to them. They're not, as he says, using the Epicurean argument, they're not in pain, they're not suffering, nothing bad is happening to them. How can murdering them be wrong? I'm sorry. He doesn't talk about this because this also has moral and other philosophical implications, namely to do with morality. He talks about and later on in the lecture series he talks about how if you do something and you flip a light switch, a bunch of people die and it's bad. He just said death cannot be bad for us. How is that a bad thing? I'm sorry, Professor Kagan. These are questions that need to be answered. And people are complaining about the indictment of the American education system. You're giving this course and you haven't talked about any of this. And let's go one further. He's a vegetarian. He says that eating animals is wrong. Okay, the actual killing of them may be wrong, but let's go back. Death cannot be bad for you. I'm not doing anything bad to the animals. They're dead. They don't even know they're dead. How can this be bad for them? These are all the questions he actually has to answer. And I've seen nowhere where he answers this. Todd May does a lot better of talking about death and the badness of death in his book, Death, with a crow on the front. This man is the Good Places philosophical advisor. He talks about the good of death and why it's bad. Done. For Shelley Kagan, there seems to be no bad aspect of death, not even the loss of a loved one. He just does a 2-sentence structure on it. And yes, I am aware I post a lot on this subreddit. I've been posting a lot less. This is just a rant, getting a few things off of my chest.